disconnected.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to put my 3-point hitch on my Kubota BX23S, and I'll show you how I do it, how I put it on, and then show you some of the problems I have with it, which I have just now solved. So what I've got is a set of Stabilworks stabilizers to put on there, which is going to be such a huge improvement because the turnbuckles that I'll show you on this thing is absolute joke. I mean, they work in a tight spot until you get something else, but when I seen these things, it's really impressive. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, the first thing I want to show you, this is my neighbor's brand new Kubota M7060, and of course it's a lot bigger tractor than the Kubota, the little BX23S, but if you look at the 3-point hitch on the back of this thing, let me show you how it's designed here. You see the 3-point hitch, and see how these, your 3-point arms come out here, and then look at your links here. Instead of having the turnbuckle, the cheap junk, they have these heavy bars that hold this thing. So you can see how solid this thing is. This is set on play right now, but if you put those in those holes, it's solid as a rock instead of having the cheap turnbuckles. This is the way a tractor should be built. Alright, now here's the 3-point hitch that you can buy optional to go on the Kubota BX23S. And you can see has our arms here, a lot smaller of course than the M7060, but the same basic design, except for these little flimsy cheap turnbuckles. The turnbuckles is not as bad as you got the turnbuckle, then you have these links here where every bit of this stuff pivots and flops, and it's just, and to adjust it, you have to take and loosen this nut and thread this thing out, and it expands or contracts this to make it whichever width you want it. But you have to carry wrenches with you to do that, of course. This one here to loosen the lock nut, and you spin this and it will crank it in or crank it out. And to adjust it, every time you change to a different implement, that's a different width. And then you got to get all this free play out of the thing. It's just a ridiculous mess the way they designed this. But Mark at Stabilworks has come up with the absolute perfect solution for this problem. And that is his stabilizers right here. Now these stabilizers Mark makes at Stabilworks, and he custom makes these here in the United States. This is domestic material. It's not foreign junk. This is good steel. He makes the thing out of simple bolts and stuff that if you happen to lose these, they're just common bolts that you can get at your hardware store. Same with these pins. So if you lose a part, it's not like you have to wait to order something. You can run to your local hardware store and get it. But he's made a lot of sets. I think he said like 1,400 sets of these things. There's actually quite a bit of work in building them and welding them up and making them this quality. He also hand paints these. He primers and paints them himself. But you got to realize too now, when you order these from Mark, it's not like he mass produces these things and has stock of a lot of them, so it may take you a little while. It's not too bad, depends on how busy he is, but it's worth the wait. You've already got stabilizers on there right now that you can use until you get the Stabilworks ones. But when you get these, it is absolutely well worth the wait. This, I can tell, I've seen other videos and I know how good these are going to be. And using them on this M7060, you know. But he also makes these things for pretty much every tractor. He makes them for Kubotas, John Deere's, Ford tractors. He even makes them on for like old Ford tractors that never even come with the stabilizers. He makes them for some of those. So if you want to contact him about a certain tractor you have, I'm sure he can fix you up. But he labels each one. I'm here with this label telling you like this one here, left side facing the rear of the tractor. Attach this end to the lift arm, which would be out here. This one here says, of course, the right side facing the rear of the tractor, attach this end to the lift arm. These ends will go up front. So let me go ahead and put my 3-point hitch on, and then we'll stick these on, see how it goes. Okay guys, I'm hoping that the wind's not too strong because it is blowing. I can't get away from the wind. I mean, it's going to be wind blowing for a week and a half, so I'm going to have to make the video. It's going to have to be in the wind. The one thing I wanted to show you about this first is when I take this thing off, because you have this center pin that goes on here and these little pieces, and you don't want to lose them. So I take and just stuck a couple rubber bands, one on each side of this, and then it keeps these from sliding off and losing them. Then I'll just put these rubber bands back in my little toolbox, and I'll have them next time when I put it back on. But the first thing you want to do when installing this is slide one side in, slide the other side in, and these things, these right here are, there's a flat side on them which goes up. So you'll put the flat side up, turn this one to the flat side up, and that keeps this shaft from coming out, because it's kind of like an eccentric, or it's offset. When you put these in there, it offsets it so it don't actually come out through the hole they hit. Then you'll slide these apart like so. Put your arms up here. These little clips will just spin these off here. The worst part about this 3-point hitch, like I said, is these turnbuckles, the stabilizers that it has on it. Now what we do is we spread these apart, and we got this pin, and on the back side here, it's a big peg. Well, this pin goes over the shaft, and what this pin does is keep this thing from coming off the shaft. Okay, and then once we have this on, we put the pin back through from the back side and put our little keeper on here to keep it from falling out. Now, this thing won't come off. And like I said, the worst part is this here, which we're fixing to get rid of. So the first thing I want to do is bend these pins back here. Okay, these are out of the way. Okay, on it. All right, now we just lay these out where we want them. This in here is the right side, as it says on here. If this part connects to the facing the rear and attached to fit the lift arm right here. This part goes toward the front. So this in here will be just the opposite of that. This one goes like this. This one goes like this. Left side, face the rear, this connects to the arm. So all you need is 9/16 wrenches. I got a ratchet wrench here and a 9/16 wrench. You can use a ratchet if you like. But all we're going to do is remove these bolts from here first. And one cool thing is he does supply it with some nylon lock nuts, so you don't have to worry about them coming off. That's really nice. That one on like that. We'll take this one off while we're here. I need to adjust this a little bit out, probably. Like so. This bolt in here. Do the same on the other side. This is so simple. You don't have to be mechanically inclined or nothing just to put this on. I mean, there's nothing to it. And he sends these things totally assembled, absolutely just ready to go. So it makes it real nice when you're putting them on. You want these rounded curves in if you're using a BX like this. I don't know about all of them, but it probably is. And I think that's to accept some of the land pride attachments to make it where it works. Pivots on there. Get this bolt lined up here. And look at that. That is so much more solid than the turnbuckles. And I haven't even got them tightened up yet, which tighten them up is not going to make a lot of difference as far as how solid they are. Alright guys, there they are installed. Now how cool is that? That makes it so much nicer. Now all we have to do, instead of loosening the nut, twisting the turnbuckle, tightening the nut, having wrenches for the turnbuckle and all this, all we do is pull this pin right here. We can adjust it in or out, have whatever width we need, put this in a different hole, and there we go. You see how wide that goes? Do the other side the same way. You can, and it's plus with the turnbuckles, you can get them off real simple. You can set it and not have them adjusted right, which you can this too if you want to offset your implement. Set this one this way, and like I have that one there set this way, which is going to offset your implement over here. But if you want them straight, you put both of these in the same place and problem solved. Do like that. Now we got them both in the same place. So actually I don't right there. I actually have it one hole off, I think. I need to put it in that hole right there. There we go. Now I'm in the same place. Okay. So now I'm wide and they're both the same, so they're both centered. And look how solid these are. I mean, these dudes are solid. So, and it still actually has enough play that your implement can move a little bit, which is nice. You know, you're not so solid that if you hit something with your implement that you're going to catch on it. It's still going to have some play in it anyway. But at least it's easy to set them both the same, pin them in the same spot. That's all you got to do. When you take it off, just leave these on. That's all you got to do. And just reverse the process I did of taking these off. Take our pin out here, pull that up off, slide your pin out, you're off. Leave it all together. Then when you go back on, it'll be real simple to do. So thank you, Mark, for making such a great product. Mark at Stabilworks. I'm going to post a link to his website down below so you can get these. I don't actually remember the cost. I wish I did, but don't really want to tell you that anyway, because it probably depends on the tractor that you got, the different layout. But it's a low cost investment for what you get and the quality you get. So you definitely, if you're going to use 3-point hitch on your tractor, you want these. You don't want them old turnbuckles or chains or whatever. This works really nice. So go check them out. I'm also going to be making a video here pretty soon. I got a brand new box blade. That's a Land Pride box blade, so I'll show you how this works when I hook it up to the Land Pride box blade. That's going to be pretty nice. So thank you all for watching Woodzman Adventures. Click the thumbs up on this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And we got lots more Kubota stuff coming up. I got lots more things to install for the Kubota and videos to make, so hang in there. I'm building a house and been real busy, and the wind blowing and the rain coming down and the snow flying, but we're getting there. Catch y'all on the next one.